Hello and welcome to the Rings in the leafy eastern suburbs of Melbourne's outer east. It is the 2016 BIgV State Champ Women's Grand Final Series starting here tonight. Game one between two adversaries who are well and truly accustomed to being in this exact position and against each other. Hello and welcome. Justin Nelson's my name. Great to have you with us. Steve Chalmers also joins us tonight. And Steve, as we prepare for this game one of a best-of-3 grand final series, there is no doubt that the Hume City Broncos on our screen right now taking on the Ringwood Hawks are two teams that are very, very much accustomed to being here during a grand final and against each other. Welcome to you.
Yeah, certainly. Good evening, Justin. Good evening to all our viewers. Unbelievable between these two teams that they can just be so good for a prolonged period of time. This is their fourth consecutive grand final series, I believe, against one another. And we're in for an unbelievable series throughout 2016 once again. Well,
we're going to have a look at the team introductions in a moment and some star players shortly. It is game one. Last season's champions are the Ringwood Hawks. The season before, of course, the Hume City Broncos. There's Tim Motton, the coach of Ringwood, preparing for the team introductions. No stranger to this situation here tonight. Good and bad. He's been on the winning side and the losing side in the last couple of seasons. But the Hawks are the reigning champs, and they got here tonight after defeating Knox 2-1 in a semi-final series. Did a terrific job. Here's the Hume City Broncos in the white strip tonight. Coached by Katrina Hibbert, of course, 2 times WNBL MVP, former Australian Opal. She's a gold medalist in the 2006 Commonwealth Games. She's the first coach in line there, slapping hands with her players. And recently, Steve, she was recruited as an assistant coach to the Melbourne Boomers in the WNBL. So she's back in the WNBL in a coaching capacity now.
Yeah, certainly a fine repertoire of achievements there for the Hume City coach. But obviously a lot more work to do in the next fortnight before obviously looking forward to the returning to the WNBL in one way or another.
I spoke to her just before the game and she's nervous, as most players and coaches are heading into a grand final. I'm sure given her experience, the nerves will shake out very, very quickly. Of course, it is game one of a best-of-3 grand final series, and game one is played at the lower team's home venue, that being Ringwood tonight. We head to game 2 and 3 if needed next weekend at Hume City. Here's the Hawks being introduced as they come out to the applause of the hometown fans, and both teams and the crowd will now stand for the playing of the national anthem. Great to see a good crowd in here early, because it is a double-header tonight with the Ringwood Hawks men taking on Corio Bay in their first of best-of-3. Later tonight, we'll be bringing that to you live as well. Here's the national anthem. So there's the national anthem, 5 minutes to tip off as the two teams come together to shake hands. They're quite used to that scenario, of course. Let's have a look at the key players that we expect to see out on court tonight. We'll start off with some of the key players for Ringwood. A young guard who will come off the bench and back up Sarah Youssef. Keep an eye on Inez Lee tonight. Inez Lee is one of these players that does have an impact when she steps out onto the floor. We'll bring up some graphics in a moment for Inez Lee. We expect to see her playing a key role tonight behind Sarah Youssef. There's Inez, just the 6 points, 2.5 rebounds and 1 point sister per game. But, Steve, she does make an impact when she comes on.
Yeah, that's right. I think you've hit the nail on the head there. Impact player, obviously come up from Ringwood's youth league side over the past couple of years. So just that energy she provides off the bench just continues to get the scoreboard ticking as the starters get a well-earned rest.
Jackie van der Zag's had a wonderful career and has been an incredibly talented player for Ringwood over the years. She will probably go early on to one of Hume City's key forwards, either Ola Renouf or Planita. 11 points, 8 rebounds for the season. Keep an eye out for her as well. And, of course, Annika Whiting, we expect to take down one of those key defensive roles tonight. 13 and 7 for the season. Goes at a 49% clip. The one player we haven't mentioned there, of course, is Mel Dixon. She's been their leading scorer this season. She's a 3-point specialist. Look out for her in the white headband tonight. She'll be out on the arc and no doubt firing up some shots as well. She will be Ringwood's leading scorer, you would think, this evening. Let's have a look at some of the key players for the Hume City Broncos. We'll start off with Yinka Ola Renouf. Back to the team this season, 10 and 9. Very, very strong, Steve.
Yeah, that's right. Certainly a welcome return after Hume City just fell that one step short last season, obviously falling to Ringwood right here a year ago. Yinka Ola Renouf just provides that extra length inside the paint to complement Colleen Planeta, as we know how she plays, just does it all inside the paint.
Well, let's have a look at Planeta. She is the star of the competition. She's headed for another competition MVP this season, 23 and 10, going at nearly 3 blocks per game. Keep an eye out for the number 42 in the white strip tonight. Colleen Planeta is an out-and-out star and recognised recently with her first WNBL contract. She's headed to Adelaide for the WNBL season.
Yeah, that's right. Certainly recognised and well-deserved, and obviously, as you mentioned, a hot favourite for the MVP, which will be announced on September 24 at Etihad Stadium at the BIgV Awards night.
And Nicole Zammit has been away in the back half of the season, travelling, came back for the finals, going at 10 and just under 4 rebounds per game. But look at the assists, 5.1 a game. In the finals so far, she's gone at about 10 assists per game. So she's in really good touch right now. Nicole Zammit will be the key playmaker for the Broncos tonight. And, of course, one player we haven't mentioned who's been in red-hot form so far during the final series, shooting nearly 60 points in 2 games, is Mua Laloifi.
Yeah, that's right. She had herself a ripping series against Southern Peninsula, obviously defeated them in 2 games. 30 points, backed it up with 28 points and 4 assists in Game 2 in that overtime game. Just back on Zammit too, you mentioned a host of assists in the series against the Sharks. She had 10 dimes, followed up by 11 dimes, so she's certainly controlling the tempo and running the floor for the Broncos.
Well, we're just under 90 seconds away from tip-off here tonight. It's Game 1, best-of-3 grand final series between the 2 juggernauts of the BIgV State Champ women's competition. Ringwood at home tonight for Game 1, taking on the Hume City Broncos. Steve-O, who's going to win?
Well, certainly an interesting proposition for the Ringwood Hawks. Obviously, home court advantage just for the 1 game. I do believe Hume City will be raising the banner, but in terms of tonight, I think Ringwood will go very close, but I think the Broncos will go home with a 1-0 advantage.
Well, in their 2 meetings this season, Hume City, and they were both second half of the season, their home and away meetings. Hume City with a 14-point win and a 15-point win. So the Broncos have certainly got the wood on the Hawks this season. In fact, the Broncos lost just the 1 game for the entire regular season, and it was by a narrow 4 points to Knox, who Ringwood, incidentally, tipped out of the finals last week.
Yeah, that's right. Took all 3 games, lost on their home floor, as a matter of fact, to the Ringwood Hawks, and then did the double at the Knox Basketball Stadium to get themselves into a game like tonight.
Some key stats for this game. Hume City's offense is spectacular, going at just over 80 points a game. Their defense is just as good. In fact, it's the best in the competition. They concede just the 54 points per game. For Ringwood, they're going at 75.5 points per game in offense, and defensively they're holding teams to 63.5 points. So Hume City, for me, start favourites tonight. I think they'll get the win, Steve. I think they'll get up. They've got a very good record against Ringwood this season. As I said, winning by 14 and 15 respectively. I think Hume City can get this one by about 10. Here's the starting lineup for Hume City on our screen. As you can see, Sarah Wright out there, Nicole Zammit, Yinka Ola Renouf, Mua Laloifi wearing 21 in red-hot form, and Colleen Planeta, the number 42. You can see her there in the foreground. Keep an eye out for her tonight. She will be the go-to player. Has a great mid-range jumper, can also get to the basket. She's deadly on the boards as well.
Yeah, that's right. Can really do it all for Hume City. Just that real X factor throughout this finals. You've already seen it on display against Southern Peninsula in 2 games, but can she step it up in the big dance?
Underway in the grand final series of 2016, and the tip comes to the Broncos to start off with as Ola Renouf hands off to right, and she'll get things underway for the Broncos. Planeta straight into action, turnaround jumper just off the front of the ring, but there is Mua Laloifi. She's one to watch tonight. She gets the offensive rebound, and a foul is called, an early one in this game. I think it may have gone against Jackie van der Zag. Yep, so her first one, that's an early call against her.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, we didn't speak about it in the pre-game, but one of the keys to the game is just that front court dominance. Early foul trouble for Whiting and van der Zag will prove really, really important as Ola Renouf and Planeta just control the paint.
Here's Zamet. Don't give Planeta room. Misses that one. She's missed her first 2 as van der Zag takes the rebound, and Yusuf brings it up. Ringwood's first foray into attack. Joined in the commentary box tonight. Great to see him as always. He's a stellar player out on the court for the Hawks. He's helping us out with the state champ women this season. As the Hawks go backdoor through van der Zag, it's a miss out of court. They'll bring it back in. Matt Hickey, good evening, mate. Welcome.
How are we, fellas?
Yeah, good.
Very good.
Exciting start. I'm excited. They could have put a heater in here, though. Jeez, it's freezing.
No, you don't get the luxuries here at Ringwood, mate. You should know that. Here's Mel Dixon with her first touch. Nice little ball to van der Zag. Went with the jumper straight away. Trying to put the alley-oop up. Came up well short. And some nervous times for both teams early in this one as the Broncos bring it back into attack. Missed shots at either end, Steve, at the moment. But to be expected, you would think, in a grand final as both teams settle in.
Yeah, van der Zag had time in that situation too. I think she just panicked a little. Early nerves showing.
Bang, there's the first one. Zamet, the baseline drive, fantastic underneath the backboard. Flicks it back up above the foul line. Ola Renouf puts it away. She scores first in the grand final series of 2016. The Broncos up by 2. Dixon pull up short corner. Misses. Van der Zag on the way through. Couldn't get a hand on it. Here comes the Broncos through Zamet again. 1 assist already in this game. Flicks it back out for Planeta. Ola Renouf inside wanted it. Planeta goes it alone. Off the glass for 2. The Broncos get a couple in a row. They're up by 4.
Each time Hume City's come down the court at the moment, Ringwood collapse very quickly. They hit a jump shot, and all of a sudden the help defense and the collapse isn't there, and just gets in for an easy 2.
Whiting, top of the arc, brings it out to the wing. Here's Dixon. Closely guarded by Zamet. Bone, long way from home, misses. Loose ball picked up. Planeta. That's one of many rebounds you'll see tonight. Off to right straight away. Down the floor quickly. Out wide, Laloifi. Through hands, Planeta. Looking to hand it off. Zamet runs away. Wright comes and gets it. Let's see the setup here. It's to Planeta inside. Oh, nice step back off the glass for 2. She's all class, Colleen Planeta. She missed her first 2, Steve-O, but she's made no mistake with her last 2.
Yeah, worrying signs for the Hawks if you can get Colleen Planeta hot early. Just 2.5 minutes into this, she's had 4 great looks, made 2 of them already.
They're up 6, Matt. If they go up 8, expect an early timeout, I think.
Tim's looking very casual over there on the bench. I'm surprised he hasn't called one already early in the grand final just to settle the nerves.
They're forcing them away from the basket. No foul. Off hands. It'll be a Ringwood ball with 5 on the shot clock. They trail by 6.
Probably a good call there. Just let them suss each other out early.
Whiting drives baseline. Will she step back in? She does, and she'll go to the line for a couple. Nice move by the American. Ola Renouf gets the foul.
Certainly a nice drive. She was fouled as soon as she put the ball on the floor, but referee waited just so she can get to the rim, provide the opportunity for an and 1. Wasn't to be.
Well, hopefully this settles the Hawks. Matt, you played in a grand final just a couple of weeks ago in the youth competition. It's always good to get those first points on the board, isn't it?
It is very important. Didn't do much good for us on that occasion, but yeah, it is important to get those early points. And it'll be interesting to see some of the Ringwood girls played against Houston Baptist University here on Monday night, just to see how they back up.
So the Hawks get their first points in the grand final series of 2016. They trail by 4. Nice hesitation dribble by Laloifi. Miss. There's Planeta again to Ola Renouf. The jumper. Bang.
Locked in, Ola Renouf. Just that elbow jump shot. 2 of 2.
Yeah, she's had 2 from distance, hasn't she? Nice setup. Planeta, smart enough to kick it out. She's had a wonderful start to this grand final series. Here's Van der Zag, loose pass, missed Annika Whiting by an absolute mile. And I think we may see the Hawks make an early change here. We will. It'll be Esther Timmermans coming on for Jackie Van der Zag. The coach quickly making a change to try and settle things down. And I reckon Timmermans, she's gone straight to Colleen Planeta.
Yeah, she sure has. Obviously, Coach Motten didn't like the matchup early. Obviously, Planeta getting a couple of good looks. Obviously, an offensive rebound as well. So, straight to the bench, see what they can provide.
Ola Renouf, good block by Timmermans. In fact, it was Whiting. Loose ball comes back, and driving through the middle was Nicole Zammit. So she gets her first points in the game, and it's 10-2, Matt.
It's quite surprising that they've taken Van der Zag off so early. She was the Planeta stopper in the last grand final series, but looks to be a little bit nervous.
Here's Dixon, misses. Laloifi wants to run and does, now holds it up. Has reinforcement. Right, calling the offense. Handoff. Laloifi picks up the dribble. Planeta through her hands. Now the on-ball screen for Zammit. Great ball inside to Planeta. And they are on fire to start the grand final series of 2016. Colleen Planeta has started on fire. What a great setup on that occasion as well from Zammit. Ringwood forced into an early timeout. They trail by 10. We've gone just over 4 minutes, and the danger signs are there already.
Yeah, we speak about Planeta's getting some early points, but I think it's Nicole Zammit just getting that ball on a string so early into the ball game. That's a sign of things to come. If she can continue that up, worrying signs for the Hawks in game 1.
Well, we did say that Zammit so far in the final series, and let's not forget, she missed probably 8 weeks on an overseas trip, so she's come back pretty relaxed. Something like 20 assists in the finals so far. She's going at about 10 a game, so she is in red-hot form, and her setup there with Colleen Planeta was just sweet.
And silence the crowd. I mean, it's a packed house out here in Ringwood, and just the bit of life's gone out of them early. All that early excitement's gone with a 10-point deficit already.
Early stats, Planeta has 6 points, 2 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 block. Ola Renouf has 4 points, 2 rebounds, 1 assist. A couple of assists to Nicole Zammit as well. For Ringwood, just the 1 score. Annika Whiting with the 2 points from the foul line. The rebounds is a worrying sign already at 7-1 in favour of the Broncos.
Yeah, I think Ringwood will probably look to get the ball into the hands of Mel Dixon on offense just to try and get something going. She's obviously been the team's leading scorer throughout the regular season.
And not only is it a timeout with a 10-point deficit, it can go to 12. It can go to 11 as Planeta converts the 3-point play. She's now got 7 points in the first 4 minutes of this game. Here's Yusuf. Just standing on the spot, dribbling. Off to Bone now, closely guarded by Laloifi. Dangerous pass to Whiting. She'll take a shot from the short corner. It's a miss. And Yusuf knocks it out of play. So the Broncos get a chance to extend this 11-point lead. And what they've shown so far, Matt, you would think they're a good chance to do it.
Just the structures have been really good from Hume City so far. Ringwood's offense is all over the shop. Interesting style defense. I don't know if this is a zone setup that Ringwood's going on to. It does look like a 3-2 of sorts.
Planeta, good ball, right, looks at the baseline drive, turned back by Bone. Ola Renouf into Planeta, doubled. Ola Renouf gets it back on the floor to right. This is a 3-point attempt. It's going to come up short. It does. So Ringwood better in defence on that occasion. Yusuf quickly up the floor. Wants it inside, Whiting, couple to beat. She gets it. She kicks it back out. Timmermans misses. Ola Renouf gets the boards. Away, the Broncos. Leading early in the grand final. They look sharp. They look settled.
Whiting probably had time then just to turn around and put that ball in. She passed it out, bit of nerves early.
Ola Renouf getting a lot of the ball. Under pressure. Hands everywhere. Do they force a turnover? They do, the Hawks. Much better defensively the last 2 times. Here's Yusuf. Great work off the glass for 2, and that's a lot better by the home team.
Yeah, that's what Ringwood's got to do. Just create a stop on defence and just get out and run. That's their advantage.
Great drive on the replay, but Laloifi answers at the other end very quickly with a nice jumper, 15-4.
If Hume City can get the ball down quickly, they can disrupt this zone that the Hawks are in, and they can get quick and good looks just like that.
So Ringwood need to keep scoring. Yusuf, long, misses. Planeta, strong as always. They settle it down, the Broncos. Just looking to set up a good shot and convert. Here's Zamet, well defended by Dixon. Steps back, goes with the little jumper, misses. Laloifi, nice work, regains. Planeta for three. Yes! Oh. She's got 10, Steve-O.
Another offensive rebound, creating extra possessions for Hume City, just leads to that Planeta 3-ball.
Laloifi already with 2 O-Rebs in this game. They're dominating the boards at the moment. And they lead by 14. Ringwood shell-shocked.
Yeah, and I tell you what, Ringwood go into this half-court set and they look like they've just been stonewalled. They've thrown a few, loopy passes. There's another miss there, but just not settling down in this first quarter.
Another block for Planeta as well. 2 already in this game. She averages 2.9. She's well on their way. Here's Ola Noof. Nice. And it is getting into extremely dangerous territory for Ringwood. They're down by 16, and they just need to change something up here, Matt.
Inez Lee, looking like she's about to come on, can provide an offensive spark, is one to create her own shot off the dribble.
Well, we spoke about that in the pre-game, and she will come onto the floor now. Foul on Planeta. That's her first blemish. She's got 10 points, 2 blocks, 3 rebounds, and an assist already in this first quarter.
Yeah, unbelievable start for Planeta. Just focusing on her on offense. Zamet to Planeta and Laloifi as well, providing an impact.
A couple of guards coming in for the Hawks, Inez Lee and Kate Spillane, who brings it in. Here's Dixon, who's been well shut down. Spillane, short corner, jumper, misses. Olaranouf and Planeta mop it up. Right, quickly up the line to Laloifi, wants to attack the basket. Deflection. Might have come off Timmermans there. She did very well for Ringwood to get the deflection. And now the Hawks back the other way, trailing by 16. Inez Lee directing traffic just onto the floor. Dixon, they've got to free Mel Dixon up somehow. She's just stonewalled every time she gets the ball. Nicole Zamet doing a terrific job on her early. Inez Lee finds a way to get a jumper and makes it. There's that spark.
Just instant offense, Inez Lee. She comes on, she moves without the ball, and she does a lot with it as well.
Just under 2 to go in the first quarter. It's belonged to the visitors. They've only lost 1 for the season, the Broncos. Here's Wright, off that handoff again. Nice skip pass into the corner now. Olaranu step back, long 2, misses. Loose ball, do they get it back? No, they don't. Hawks up with it, Dixon. Dixon's got a fire. Dixon gets to the hoop, and Dixon misses.
Great hustle there by Whiting, though. Didn't assume Dixon would make the fast break layup. Provides an extra possession.
Is this the first change of the game for the Broncos?
Yep.
8.5 minutes before. Looks like Nicole Karanzoulis has come onto the court. If it's working, why change it? And that starting 5, a wonderful start to this game. They've done a great job. They kept him out there for a long time and they capitalised. Here's Olaranouf, fouled off the rebound. And the Broncos will get it. It's always good, Matt, to see a team that clicks and does well early. And I think Katrina Hibbert, the coach, has done a wonderful job there. Just let them go as deep as you can before you need to give someone a rest.
Exactly. If a 5 that's on the court is running well and moving the ball and playing offense as well as they were, getting fantastic looks, what's the point of taking them out?
Oliver Noof just piling the stat sheet early. 6 points, 5 rebounds, and an assist. All in that first quarter.
There she is again. Maybe another assist. Laloifi, no. Spillane comes up with the rebound and Spillane is away. They'll settle down again. They trail by 14. They've been held to just the 6 points in this opening quarter of a grand final. Great defense. Best defense in the competition, the Broncos. Here's Whiting. Misses everything. Rebound. Dixon. Shot clock down to 3, to 2, to 1. They'll be late. No, just getting it off in time, Timmermans. It's just in time.
It's just that hesitation that Ringwood have again. Dixon had a good look under the basket when patrolling that ball and she decided to dribble out.
And a lot of standing around and looking at what the person with the ball is going to do instead of moving without it.
Here's Karanzoulis, quick shot, makes it. That's her first touch of the game. Got to be happy with that.
That's it, makes good use of it.
Hawks should hold for 1 here.
16 seconds to go in the opening quarter. They trail by 14. Here's Inez Lee. Out to Timmermans. Timmermans, dropped it. Under pressure now. Shot clock, in fact game clock, heading down towards quarter time. Misses on a loose shot. And Laloifi won't get an effort at the other end. So quarter time in game 1 of the grand final series. Hume City lead this one 22-8. We'll look at all the stats right after this.
Website and leave the stress of unreliable suppliers and setbacks behind. Head to blackchrome.com.au. Australia's emerging leader in custom-made jewellery, Jewel Empire is an Australian business that specialises in making unique and eye-catching corporate jewellery. To see Jewel Empire's full range of mesmerising jewellery merchandise, beautiful corporate branding and spectacular rewards and recognition awards, head to jewelempire.com.au. For all of your game highlights, game reviews and scouts, as well as promotional videos, speak to the team at Custom Video Analysis Online or visit their website www.customvideoanalysisonline.com.
Welcome back to the 2016 State Champ Women's Grand Final, and it's the visiting Hume City Broncos dominating the first quarter, Steve. We'll look at some stats in a moment, 22-8. Now, before we do that, I've had a message from the one and only Hume City Broncos legendary coach, Warren Taylor, and he's just said, now, Justin, just make sure you pronounce Olaranufe. Olaranufe. Olaranufe.
Olaranufe.
Olaranufe. Hey, Wazza, thanks for the message, mate. Appreciate it and good to see you watching tonight.
Always good for some input.
Yes, as always. What a wonderful coach he was. Now, if I don't get $20 out of saying that, Wazza, you're in trouble. Give us some of the stats, Steve.
Well, I think the big one showing here is that Ringwood just 17% from the field, 3 of 17, whereas Hume City, on the other hand, 55%, 10 of 18, led by Colleen Planetta, 10 points, 3 rebounds. Olaranufe, 6 points and 6 rebounds. Alongside her, 4 rebounds to Laloifi.
Matt, what do the Hawks got to do? Because they're down by a fair margin here.
I like this defence, forcing Hume City to try and hit shots from outside. Now, it's a tough contested shot, and you'll live with that. They just need to get the ball moving and need to move off the ball on offence.
Here's Inez Lee. Can they score to open up the second quarter and just get things going back their way? That's a great change of direction, and she drops it. Well done, Inez Lee. We spoke about the spark. She's delivered the spark, and she can reduce this margin to 11.
Fantastic finish, but again, Hawks standing around and looking at the ball handle, which is not great signs. You cannot rely on somebody beating their player off the dribble every single time.
I feel like it's donation time. Warren Taylor said he's happy to give me 15. Inez Lee drops it. So it's back to 11. Good start, Hawks.
100%, and here come Hume City. Once again, a match-up zone almost of sorts from Ringwood. Bringing the ball across to foul line extended, and a great pick from Inez Lee. She's been the spark for Ringwood. Goes down, finishes the layup. Have a look at that.
Well, I'll tell you what, Tim Motton, don't you dare take her off the floor. Keep her out there. She's got 6 in the game. In fact, she might have 7 in the game now. We'll get Steve-O to have a look at that. Here's Planida, well guarded. In fact, she's called for a travel there. Don't know that her feet ever left the floor then, but anyway.
Everyone,
Colleen gives the ref a stare.
Don't think anybody was quite sure of whether it was going to be a foul or what was going on there. Everyone kind of stopped before the whistle had even been blown.
Anyway, I like that. Just the stare from the American. Here's the Hawks. Timmermans. Dixon.
Bit more ball movement off the ball. This is better to look at so far.
Lots of options inside for Lee. She goes to Spillane on the drive. Nice little hook around pass to the corner. Doesn't drop for Whiting. And now the Broncos back the other way. Ball up the floor quickly. And a miss there by Viv Zard.
Didn't see the floor in the first quarter, I don't believe.
No, she didn't. Just stumbled her way to the basket there. It was a hard pass to take.
Someone we really didn't touch on pre-game, Viv Zard. Just her offensive rebound work and for her size is just really good.
And there's Lee, misses that one. That's her first miss of the game, Matt. She's got 7 so far.
Yeah, definitely. Why not shoot the ball when you got the hot hand? Zamet, a great drive, and on the right hand, that is a beautiful finish.
Well, we've spoken about her plenty in the first quarter. She is charged up, and she has had an excellent few weeks during the finals. Nicole Zamet, 4 points in the game so far, a couple of assists.
Once again, standing around and just looking what's happening, just no movement off the ball. It's going to be a foul on the baseline, bit of a bailout by the looks of things.
Looks like Sarah Wright to come back in for the Broncos to give young Mua Laloifi a break. What an incredibly talented player Mua Laloifi is. She's really cemented her spot in this Broncos state champ women's team. Dixon quickly closed down. That was a set play and they closed it down quickly, but she's up to the challenge. Mel Dixon off the dribble, and she comes up with a big three, and maybe that's just what's needed for the Hawks. If Dixon gets going, they're a big chance. Zard is fouled inside the interior.
Missed her first three, Dixon, all from inside the arc, but first attempt from outside. Hopefully gets herself going.
Well, you've seen a lot of the Hawks this season, Matt. How important for them is it that Mel Dixon gets going?
Oh, 100%. We didn't see a whole lot of her offense in the first quarter, and she's just integral. If she gets going, then of course she draws other players and double teams, and her teammates can get open.
It's back to 8 points. Planeta wants it, can't take it. This is Zamet, steps back, loves that step back. Nicole Zamet, oh, Planeta, strong, twisting, turning, fall away jumpers, a ripper. She's got 12, and it's back out to 10.
Bread and butter for Planeta, just that sort of 7-8 foot fadeaway, turnaround jump shot. She's, we've seen that time and time again.
And one problem you have with playing this zone is Whiting's getting drawn out of the key, so she's not in there to box out for rebounds. Wouldn't be surprised if we saw Vandazar come back in shortly.
Planeta posting up inside, gets it, loves that. Too much room. Too much room. You don't have a hand in her face on that turnaround jumper. She will punish you every day of the week. She's picked up a WNBL contract for a reason. She's got 14, half of her team's score, and is on fire.
There's Jackie Vandazag about to check in, as Matt just suggested.
And just cannot let Planeta catch and shoot in there. You just can't let her catch the ball.
Spillane for two. Planeta with another rebound. 14 and 5 in the game now for the champ. And back they come, the Broncos.
Down the middle, Planeta was there. Good job from Dixon, but it's a foul down low.
Is it a foul down low? Is it going to be off the ball? Might be on Mel Dixon here for stepping into that lane.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, correct.
So Mel Dixon just jumping straight in the way of Colleen Planeta there, and the referee, the trailing ref, who we can see on screen there, picked that up very well. And Mel Dixon acknowledged it straight away. She knew.
Shelley Motton makes her first appearance.
Vandazag back in. Good call, Matt Hickey. Here's the Broncos. Zamet. Planeta. Look at the step to the basket.
Just got that touch just so early on in the game.
Just a huge drop around on that left. Puts it away for 16 points now. It's out to a 14-point margin. Dixon.
Got to start fronting that entry pass. It's just too easy. Once she gets the ball, the battle's already been done.
Well, they're getting stuck behind her. Oh, no, here we go. Oh, no, here we go. Misses.
Very fortunate there, trailing Planeta. We know that she can hit that three ball.
And there's Lee off her body. I don't know if there was a foul there. Karen Zula certainly stepped into the lane. Maybe a little bit lucky on that occasion. And Ringwood may be forced into using their second timeout of the first half. Coach Tim Motton just asking the question of the referee. I thought probably a little bit unlucky then. Yeah,
looks like she definitely gone the way or gave a little bit of a shove, but, you know, these are the calls, grand final. Understandable that that's a no call. Steve, 5:45 left to go in the first half. Give us some stats.
Well, Colleen Planeta's been front and centre for the majority of the game. 16 points, 5 rebounds and a pair of blocks. She's 7 of 11 from the field. Oliver Nife, 6 points and 6 rebounds in that 10 minutes first quarter. 7 points to Inez Lee. We spoke about her impact off the bench pre-game, and she's certainly showing that, trying to will Ringwood back into the game. And Dixon just 3 points, 1 of 5.
Matt, they got it back to 8. It's out to 14 now.
Better looking quarter, but Planeta just catching the ball on the inside around the post and the high post there, and she's just so hard to stop when she gets the ball there. Now, I have a quick question for you fellas. on the door on the way in, they said that they banned these air horns. What are your thoughts?
I did see the sign. I took mine back out to the car, by the way. I thought I'd do the right thing. I have heard a couple. Interesting. I wonder which section of the crowd they're coming from. History says away teams in the grand finals. It might just be the Broncos fans that have brought a couple in. So we'll keep an eye on that one. A little bit of fun. Planeta with 16. They've got to front her in the paint. Really good call, Matt. She's getting that front position, and she's deadly on that turnaround jumper. They set up the horns here. And again, Planeta tries to work inside. Zamet now has a look at her, goes to her. She's triple teamed, and this time the Hawks come up with it. Yes, they will, courtesy of the possession arrow. Straight away, 3 players to Planeta then.
Much better. If you force them to throw the ball over the top, then you've got a chance to help out. Whereas if you can get front position and catch the ball in front, then you don't have much of a leg to stand on. Don't
forget, coming up later tonight, live stream, game 1 of the men's grand final series. The Hawks at home to Corio Bay. Looking forward to that one. It'll be a ripper. Al McCautry to join us a little bit later on for that one. Dixon for 3, in and out. Off hands. Hawks retain possession and a new 14 seconds. Dixon 1 of 5 at the moment. Whiting, Dixon, closed down quickly, forced to bring it up to Lee. Lee to Dixon, space, yes!
Hume City switched it up to a zone and it didn't work out that time. Melissa Dixon, too dangerous to leave out open on the 3-point line.
Well, both of her 3, Steve, right-hand dribble, left-hand step.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing, just both shots she's made, just that one dribble to the left. Obviously something she's looking at throughout the game.
Viv Sard fouled. She'll go to the line for a couple. It's an interesting move because she puts the ball in the right hand. The defense is attracted to the right hand as she steps big to her left and opens up for that 3, and she's dropped a couple that way.
More than happy to shoot it off balance as well, and that's a thing that, a lot of these really high-level players will practice shooting off balance. I remember seeing Kyrie Irving train one time, and he was just doing drills, purposely shooting off balance and off the wrong foot.
We spoke about those horns, and we assumed that the visiting team.
You're right.
But Viv Sard making a pair there, and
plenty of horns.
Plenty of horns.
I think she might have missed the first, Steve-O, but no doubt that the Hawks fans all of a sudden have produced a few from the back pockets, Matt. They've snuck a few in.
Might have tipped the lady on the door.
Inez Lee fouled on the way to the basket. She'll go to the line for 2. The Broncos lead by 12. As we said earlier, best defence in the competition, Hume City this season. They restrict teams to just 54 points in a game, and they're well and truly on track to do that tonight.
Well, if you can keep a team to just 8 first-point quarters.
It's an interesting thing I see a lot of around the league at the moment, is that when the opposition team has a baseline play, the defensive team tends to switch to a zone, tends to try to not allow that easy little pass on the inside off the baseline play. Just a thing that I picked up on across this year.
Now, interesting, Inez Lee scored then. She's got 8 in the game and has gone to the bench for a rest with Yusuf coming back. So let's just see what impact that makes as Scott gets it inside. Sard, too strong on that turnaround right. Pops it away for another 2.
Knew she was going to the right, but couldn't do anything about it. Here come the Hawks. Motton on the wing, looking to the feed. Down low for Whiting, not there. Yusuf pops back out. Down to 12 on the shot clock. Motton again. We'll look to Dixon. Watch for the pull-up here. She's got it 1 out. Down to 6 on the shot clock. Gonna have to get it up soon. Yusuf. Great defense from Hume City.
Jacinta Scott comes up with the steal as well. Let's not forget Jacinta Scott. Here she is with the ball now. Played plenty of basketball for Ringwood in her day as well. Laloifi, long, misses, gets it back. Does she? Yes, gee, that is gutsy stuff from Mua Laloifi. And now it sets up Sarah Wright for a long 3. Misses everything. Laloifi's going to get it back. Off to Planeta for 3. And again they get it back off a miss. And a foul called. You just cannot keep giving it back to them. Give us the rebound count, Steve.
Well, that's right. Plus 11 in terms of Hume City. Just 20 rebounds to 9.
So I mentioned Jacinta Scott, Matt. She's played plenty of basketball on this court.
And looks like she's going to come out and be a presence. And I think also when they take Planeta, she starts shooting the 3 ball, all of a sudden the player who's defending her is not there in for the rebounds, and it makes it even more difficult for the Hawks to get on the boards.
3.5 to go in this first half of the grand final series. Here is Jacinta Scott. No. Rebound Whiting. And away Yusuf.
Ringwood really down by 13, need to really find the bottom of the basket. Van der Zaag pops up for the catch, then Motten, and just a lot of standing around, nothing doing at the moment. Down to 10 on the shot clock. Whiting gets the entry pass. No good. Van der Zaag gets it. Motten got hit and just stops the offense after 2 passes. Just seems to stop, and the Hawks need some more fluidity is the word I'm looking for.
That's a good word too. I like that. I reckon Ringwood has gone over the top of the ring off the backboard on 3 shots so far tonight. You've got to put those ones away. Who's joining us, Steve? Who's just stepped onto the court for their first run in the second quarter? Is that Oliver Nife?
Well, if you can pronounce it right, we'll certainly try and practice it, but Oliver Nife does check in.
So I'm going to be doing it half-time.
That's the first time she stepped on the court in this second quarter. She was wonderful in the first quarter, 6 and 6.
Played all 10 minutes.
Just the ability to sit her down and give her a rest for 7 minutes is a great position to be in for the Broncos. Foul is called there.
Just for the reach on Motten on that occasion. And that's a costly one because it sends them to the line. That hurts.
Let's get a shot of the Ringwood bench if we can. Actually, he's just moved away. Ken Harrington, who's coaching the men a little bit later on tonight, just passing on some words of wisdom to Tim Motten, maybe to try and change things up before half-time. It's an 11-point margin as Laloifi misses the first.
Now, if we were wondering about those horns, I think the young man wearing the Nate Champion jersey is a dead giveaway as to which team he's supporting.
Laloifi hits the second, takes that margin back out to 12. Here's Yusuf. Can she spark the Hawks up? Finds her way into the paint, turns it around off the left, misses everything. Oliver Nife dribbles it up the floor, hands it off to Wright, and she gets her 2 forwards up high. Planita's one of them, out to Jacinta Scott, doesn't hesitate for the 3. It's a miss. Whiting with the rebound. Gee, good defense there by Mua Laloifi. Putting the pressure on. Bone coming back out on the floor for Ringwood. And I think Nicole Zammit will step back out here for the Broncos.
Rebounding going to be really interesting in this last 2:15 with Whiting not out on the floor.
Yeah, just touching on Whiting, I think it's been interesting with the Hawks trying to go to her down low throughout the first 15 or so minutes. She's 0 of 6 from the field, just can't get anything going.
So we've got Melissa Dixon now on the wing. Look to go into the screen. I think it's a charge call. No score.
Well, I reckon that's a push after the shot there.
That's a massive call in front of the Ringwood faithful. They do not enjoy it.
She clearly had the ball up off her hand before she hit the play. Then that should be a push after the shot. I've got no problem with the foul. No problem at all, but it's a push after the shot for me. They should have got 2 points out of that.
100%. But this could be good for Ringwood because it's gotten the crowd back into it. Now they're back right into the game, getting nice and vocal.
I'm a little bit scared sitting here at the moment. Here's Planita.
It's okay, that's why we brought Matt along.
Good, I like it.
Got
He's a
friends.
local. Zammit. Planita wants it inside. She's got plenty of green around her. They go into the corner. Laloifi on the floor. That's a nice drive. Comes up short. Gets it back, though. Straight off the hands of Van der Zaag. Ringwood do win it back. And they'll bring it up quickly. They've got a run on here. Shelley Motten off the glass for 2. And that crowd is well and truly alive now. It's back to 10. And it's forced Hume City to take their first time out of this game. 90 seconds to go in the first half. 34-24. And that was good transitional basketball by the Hawks. Good running by Shelley Motten.
It's what the Hawks just have to do. Just create those stops on defense. Obviously, they allowed another offensive rebound down the other end. But finally getting a stop, push the ball, put it to the floor, get your runners out, and your guards can run the floor and create some easy points and just chalk into that lead.
And if the Hawks can get it under double digits going into the half, that will be a big momentum booster for them considering the way that they started the game.
Let's just go back to this. Let's just hold on this screen at the moment, this shot. You can see the Broncos in there, just over the back of Jacinta Scott there, the number 23, over the top of her right-hand shoulder. You'll see Glenn Milner sitting over the back. Glenn Milner, wonderful, wonderful coach for many, many years at the Hume City Broncos. Is basically regarded as the godfather there. He's coached so many players. Of course, the father of Sharon Milner was a terrific WNBL player, wonderful player in the BIgV as well for the Broncos for many years. Great to see him out here. He'd be really pleased at the success of the Broncos over the last 3 or 4 years under the stewardship of not only Katrina Hibbert, but prior to Katrina, obviously Warren Taylor as well.
Yeah, and certainly for his sake, most recently, he's coached and guided a few of these players, obviously coaching the Youth League women's team. He won the championship in Youth League 1 Women last year for the Broncos, so great to see him out. Full support for the Broncos.
So 90 seconds to go in this first half. The Broncos lead it by 10. Zamet with the ball.
Pick and roll up high. Vanderzag on the switch. Down low, Planeta. Triple teamed almost instantaneously. Leafy goes and one. Great find. Just great vision and smarts there from Planeta. Knew that there was going to be players open and managed to find one of them.
Well, very smart Lalifi as well, who came in off the weak side. Defence was ball watching, just snuck straight underneath them all and was able to get a clean pass into her hands, up off the glass for 2.
Leafy's a coach's dream. Follows her shot, chases hard on rebounds, very active on and off the ball. Not much more you can ask for in a player.
We saw Lalifi a short time ago trying out with the Melbourne Boomers WNBL, Steve, and I'll tell you what, she acquitted herself really, really well. Her development and progress over the last few years has been excellent to watch.
Yeah, certainly excellent to see. She would have taken that opportunity back to Hume City and further improved her game, and it's shown in the past few contests.
Well, she did. She scored 60 points. There's an offensive foul, no doubt about that. And look who took it, Mua Lalifi. No doubt she took that opportunity, Steve, because in the next 2 games she combined for 60 points.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Playing alongside stars in that development opportunity. Comes back, plays with stars such as Planeta, and it's easy just to slot in and be a great role player, and not only a role player, one that can make an impact.
Well, she just had 3 points at one end offensively, and that was beautiful defence by Mua Lalifi, taking that charge and giving the Broncos another chance to extend this lead. A little bit of a hesitation there by Zamet off hands. Good defence, Jackie Vanderzag. Loose ball, Bone up quickly. Spillane gets it around onto her right. Misses. Vanderzag good off the glass with the O-board. Getting through Bone, somehow found a gap. They're in the paint a long time. Loose ball. It's going to be a possession. It'll go the way of the Broncos with 31 seconds to go in this quarter.
That's a major difference there. If you looked at that possession there compared to the last one where Planeta found Lalifi under the hoop for an M1. Just the understanding in tight spaces. Hume City make it look so easy. Ringwood just very congested.
15 seconds left on the shot clock here. Lalifi go, great tip from Bone. Now, do they hold for the last shot, or no? Yusuf pulls up and nails it.
Nice.
They'll take any points they can get at the moment. Under 10 seconds now, down to 7. Zamet needs to get it up 5. No time to muck around. Got to jack it up with 2, with 1. Gets it up, doesn't go. And at halftime, it is an 11-point lead to Hume City in Game 1 of the Grand Final Series.
Well, it was 22-8 at quarter time. It's now 37-26. A much better quarter offensively for the Hawks, but they've still got some work to do. Game 1 of the best of 3 Grand Final Series, state champ women for 2016 in the BIgV, and at halftime, it's the Hume City Broncos on foreign soil leading the Ringwood Hawks 37-26. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back to look at all the stats to halftime.
So Chris Arkell, Waverley Falcons, state champ men.
Talia Higgs, Waverley State Champ Women.
Paul McCoy, Waverley Falcons, state champions.
Tom Boyle, Waverley Falcons, state champ men.
Ivan Platonik, Waverley Falcons, senior champ men.
Waverley, Tegan Cunningham, women's champ.
George Delagianis, Waverley Falcons.
Katie Blueser, Waverley Falcons, state champ.
Ilya Polianis, state champ, women's coach of Waverley.
Mike Bullock, championship men coach, star.
No singing ones.
Oh, I'd have to say Chris Arkell and myself when we get together.
Oh, that's a tough one. I would have to say Chris Arkell. He's definitely got some great moves.
Ringwood.
I think Ringwood and us have a bit of a rivalry, so I would say Ringwood.
Can't go wrong with Ringwood. Ringwood for sure.
Tegan Cunningham.
I'd say Tegan.
I would have to say Ivan Platnik.
I would say Sid Albans, probably myself.
Let's say it would be Sammy.
Shelby or Elise.
My go-to party trick is to grab a drink and sit down.
Shots.
Party trick. The turn and chuck.
Tom.
I'm going to have to say Tommy Boyle.
Elise?
Well, actually, it's not a player. It's Illy Palianis, our coach in the women's.
Ilya? Can I count him in?
Katie.
Many people ask us, what is vMix? Well, thanks for asking. vMix is software that allows you to create awesome live video productions. vMix supports a variety of different inputs to help your live production come to life. These include cameras, videos, images, titles, PowerPoint, green screen, streams, audio, and more. You can then display your production on screens, record to your hard drive, and stream to the web all at the same time. There are many different applications for vMix. Some of our customers have used it for large music concerts, school productions, live sports coverage, church services, esports, live web streaming shows, horse auctions, you name it. vMix can do it. What do you need to use vMix? At the very basic end of things, you can use a computer with onboard graphics and a webcam. If you want to bring in a few HD cameras, you'll need a bit more processing power, a dedicated graphics card, and a capture device. We have a list of recommended system requirements on our website. Whether you're an aspiring YouTube singer in your bedroom performing Phil Collins covers, or someone with an 8-camera live concert production, vMix is for you. There is a free 60-day fully functional trial on our website, www.vmixhd.com. So check it out.
Welcome back to the rings in the leafy suburbs east of Melbourne, wherever you may be watching right around Australia, maybe other parts of the world. We've had a few people check in From other places globally, Justin Nelson, Steve Chalmers and Matt Hickey here with you tonight for what is Game 1, best of 3 Grand Final Series. State champ women in BIgV. The Ringwood Hawks on their home deck for Game 1, taking on the Hume City Broncos. At halftime, the Broncos lead 37-26. And for those who may be out there watching this evening, or it might be today, I'm not sure what time it is in Mexico, Matt, but apparently your parents are watching from Mexico, and they want to know if you've been looking after the house, mate. Been feeding the cats and dogs.
The cat, yep. Have been feeding the cat. And also just got some advice from Dad to drink water because I'm talking a lot, which is good advice from him. Appreciate that.
Good on your dad. He's probably saying that from the bar at the pub or something in Mexico.
Some nachos and beer, wouldn't be surprised.
Now, Steve-O, give us some stats to half-time.
Well, Hume City lead this one 37-26. Colleen Planetta, full 20 minutes in that first half, 16 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists and 2 blocks leading the way. Mua Laloifi, 3 offensive rebounds, so to go with 6 points, 5 total rebounds. And the Hume City Broncos shooting 45%. Now Ringwood heavily improved their shooting percentage in that second quarter, taken their total up to 30% from just the 17% they shot in the first quarter. 8 points off the bench to Inez Lee. Mel Dixon's hit 2 triples to take her tally to 6. And Jackie Vanderzag, 2 points, 2 rebounds, held quiet. Annika Whiting also held quiet, 2 points, 5 rebounds, 0 of 6 from the field.
Well, Ringwood won that second quarter 18-15, by the way.
Melissa Dixon with 3 personal fouls as well, which is a bit of a worry.
What do you do with Inez Lee, Matt? She's got 8 points in 8 minutes. No doubt she provided the spark. Again, we spoke about that in the pre-game. Do you just throw her out here early?
You'd have to give it a thought. I think if Dixon picks up a 4th really quickly, you'll definitely see her out there. But I don't think it'll be long if they start and struggle again like they did in the first half before Tim Motton pulls the trigger and puts her out there.
It's only 11 points. They can get it within single digits if they score first here, and they have got possession to start the second half. One thing to be really mindful of, and we've seen it all season long, the Broncos are fantastic, and she's an absolute champion, Colleen Planeta. When she scores a basket, you've just got to make sure you do everything you possibly can not to let her get that run. As we saw in the first half, she is an absolute genius at coming out and not just hitting 1, she'll hit 3 in a row, 4 in a row, and she'll hurt you in 4 possessions.
And they did a much better job, I thought, in the second half of the second quarter of not allowing that entry pass. Force her to catch the ball a lot further out, which makes it more difficult to score because she is such a threat. If she catches the ball anywhere near the key with her back to the basket, it's just so hard to stop, and there's not a whole lot you can do, and you've just got to hope that she misses and get a hand up.
Well, there's Jackie Vanderzag, the number 3 for the Hawks in the foreground. The crowd getting into it. Start of the second half, Game 1. We are underway, and the Hawks trail by 11 on their home turf. Can they get it to single digits off this first play? Whiting forcing her way inside, looking for the ball. Dixon loses it. Away come the Broncos. Not the start the Hawks needed. The Broncos can make them pay back the other way. Right. Nice pass out to Zamet. Catch and shoot. Misses. Oloranife under pressure. Turns it over. Hawks, maybe a chance. Dixon.
Too late.
Oh, late on the pass, yeah, and turnover. So they've had 2 possessions in the first 33 seconds and coughed it up twice.
Once again, to start the second half, you get a little bit of time to think about it, so nerves can creep back in early. Is much easier to settle, but it is easy to do. As we see Hume City bring the ball down just 40 seconds into the first quarter.
Just had to make that pass earlier, didn't she?
Yeah, that's right. Danny Bone just running the lane perfectly. Mel Dixon obviously had a Bronco in front of her, just couldn't see it in her side of vision.
Oloranife, right, stumbles. Zamet inside. Planeta didn't hesitate. Did not hesitate. She made the decision to take that shot before she even caught the ball.
And the defense almost looks like a box and one. Everybody else playing his own except for Vanderzak. She's just sole attentions on Planeta, but once again she catches it. Tough to stop.
Planeta with the rebound off the missed Vanderzag jumper. 13 the margin. Zamet out. Laloifi for 3. Misses. Picked up by Yusuf. She'll bring it back down the floor. What will they set up the Hawks? They need to get a run here. Picks it up, misses. The two number 7s, one missing the shot, one getting the rebound.
Dixon was on the backdoor cut, but she just fumbled it at the most inopportune time.
She's on fire, Planeta. Again, she knew she was going to shoot that before she even caught the ball. She's up to 21 in the game, and she is unstoppable. That's why she will win the MVP again this season, Steve.
Yeah, and you look down one end, Ringwood's half-court offense has begun just the same as they started the game. Too stagnant. There's Planeta again. Same spot, same result. Back-to-back triples, forcing a Ringwood Hawks timeout, 45-26.
It's the worst position for a coach. Here's the Ringwood huddle. You've got 10 minutes to talk at half-time. You put all the plans in place that will you think will get you into a position to win it down the stretch. They've come out and they have just been blown off the floor. 3 turnovers to Ringwood to start the second half. Planeta's come up with 8 points to start the second half. And all of a sudden the margin's out to 19.
They just haven't been able to find Planeta in transition. That's twice in a row she's been on the trail. Everybody so concerned with everybody else, which is a crazy thing to think when she's shooting the ball the way she is. And it's a thing that coaches say is push the ball, don't muck around with it in the backcourt. If you can get the ball up and early, you can find opportunities. And twice in a row, Ringwood's just lost Planeta in transition, and she's taken full use of it.
Well, we just spoke about at halftime, don't let her get a string of buckets. She hit that turnaround jumper, obviously got herself going, and this is the result, back-to-back trays, 8 points in the opening 2 minutes and 8 seconds of the second half.
Well, you're right, this is what she does to hurt you. She's gone 3 of 3. First 3 times she's had a look at the basket. She's put away 8 points. That margin's gone from 11 to 19.
And Van der Zaag already steps out. Motten just had about enough of it, takes her out.
They won't come back from here, Ringwood. They will not come back from here. This is the winning run for mine in the space of 2 minutes. Planeta's gone from 16 to 24, and there's a block back the other way. Offensive rebound, miss. Whiting gets it back. Dixon fires, makes it. Good answer.
Probably her first open look she had. It came off an offensive rebound, kicked out to her, but something she needs to get going.
She's hit 3 triples tonight.
And if the game is done, as you say, Ringwood cannot stop here because they need to take some momentum into next weekend.
Foul on Spillane, holding up Colleen Planeta.
I think looking at some positives for the Ringwood Hawks, I think Inez Lee, as we've spoken about, but Esther Timmermans coming in for Jackie Van der Zaag. She's provided some good defensive help on Planeta.
Planeta with the ball now. Zamet works to the basket. It doesn't roll. Geez, Planeta, great little offensive tap. They get it back. Oloranife, she's fouled, surely, yes. Well, you saw that one there. There's no doubt that Spillane backed straight into her off the shot.
One of the many sins of basketball is fouling a three-point shooter.
I reckon that and stepping over the line when you pass it in, Matt.
Yeah, right up there.
They are coach killers.
Right up there.
Coach killers.
They've called it after the shot, though, so it won't go to the line. We won't go to the line. It'll just be a side ball.
Inside, Planeta. Oloranife back to Planeta. Swings it out to right. Misses. And Ringwood, no. Spillane stepped out to try and grab it then. I actually thought it came off Oloranife at first. Didn't need to touch it, Spillane.
Wright does a great job of getting that shot up because it starts very low through a jump shot action, but couldn't quite connect on that one.
Oh, Planeta almost dropped it on Inez Lee's head then. Through hands. Again, there's that skip pass.
Mismatch was still there, that entire possession. Planeta on Inez Lee. Didn't matter. Nicole Zamet with the bucket.
Nice, wasn't it? That skip pass has proved very fruitful tonight for the Broncos. That lead back out to 19 as Zamet answers the Mel Dixon triple from one end to the other. Dixon closed down again. She puts it on the floor. She's fouled by Zamet.
It's happened the past 2 times and Inez Lee's gone to Planeta. I'm not sure if they're switching everything and it's just ended up like that, or it's an actual tactic by Motten. It's worth a look because no one else can seem to stop her, so why not?
So Dixon to the line for a couple. She's got 9 in the game from 3 triples. She's shooting 3 of 9. First time at the line. And it's a miss.
That hurts.
11 turnovers for Ringwood. 3 so far in this quarter. sorry, I take that back, 9 turnovers. But Hume City has scored 11 points from those 9 turnovers tonight. So second one made there for Dixon. She's got 10 points in the game. It's a 17-point deficit. Planeta working inside, wants it, forced to step out. Again, that pass out to the left wing. Zammit finds it, misses. Dixon up with the ball, Ringwood away.
Big couple of minutes here. If Ringwood can manage to string some stops together and get some scores back down the other end, they're a sniff. Dixon, little handoff. Spillane, great spin move. Great defense, though, from Alifi. Timmermans drives hard, couldn't finish off the right hand, a bit hard on that occasion.
They just went wrong there. I mean, Dixon had the ball. She could have dribbled up and down the court, created a fast break opportunity, decided against it. Half-court sets. Hasn't been Ringwood, hasn't been in Ringwood's favour tonight.
And the other thing is, going at 3 blocks a game, here she goes again. And she's fouled. That'll be 3. Oh, he's called it down on the floor again. So Timmerman's called for the foul, and I reckon the referee has called it after the shot, so it'll be a side ball again. I was going to say, with Planeta, who goes at 3 blocks a game, if you're going to drive on her to the basket, as we saw Esther try to do last time down the floor for Ringwood, you're going to have to work very, very hard to get that shot up, because she is going for the swat every single time, Colleen Planeta. She's a shot changer. She'll get done for an offensive foul there. Yeah.
Bit of a rice smile from Inez Lee. She sucked her into that one.
Well, I reckon the contact was probably made to look about 30 times worse than what it was. But still, the contact was there.
I think the referee just had a word to Inez Lee too, just saying, understand contact was there, but let's not exaggerate it.
Well, Inez Lee ended up in the middle of next week, put it that way.
Planeta shaking her head the whole way down the court as well.
Here is Lee. Ball on the floor, in and out of traffic. Wants to go back inside and does to Spillane. Now she faces the basket on the dribble. Pulled up. Nice little handoff. Timmermans for 2. It's a miss. Oloranife with the rebound, and the Broncos back the other way through right.
Fantastic defense from Alifi on that occasion. Just shut down Dixon. Ball across the top now, little pick and roll. Feed down low, not there. Planeta, someone has to be all over her. She looks to rip and go on Dixon. Bit of a mismatch. Hop and a little step, and look at that on the left hand.
Nothing happening for Hume, so Planeta does it herself, and that's an absolutely wonderful move.
I'd love to see what Colleen Planeta could contribute, or what she would deliver in something like the triple jump. Because I think it'd be 15 metres plus. Her step to the basket is enormous.
And
is that a long 2 or a 3? It's a miss anyway. 20-point margin at the moment.
Gonna have to start looking at shots like that though if they're open. Right, kicks across the top. Planeta sets the pick. Feed down low is there. Double team instantly. Oloranife off back rim. Leafy. Oloranife in there, and we'll go to the line to shoot 2.
Well, Mua Laloife has 4 offensive rebounds in this game, Steve, and we just saw the benefit of it there once again. She gets her hands on the ball, and she's able to set up Oloranife, who'll go to the line now for a couple. She's been very good tonight, Mua, hasn't she?
Yeah, she has. I mean, she's picked up 2 assists as well, and I'm sure that they've come off offensive rebounds. Hume City in total have a lot of 10-second chance points, with Oloranife potentially making 11 here.
And I don't know if the audience can hear it, but I think Ringwood have somehow snuck in some extra horns at half-time.
Well, it's about the only excitement happening in this game right now. A couple of misses there from the line. Broncos out by 20. Here's Dixon searching for that 3. She finds a way to get a free shot, and she bangs it down. She's hit 4 of 6 now from long range and has 13 in the game.
Yeah, that's right. Dixon certainly found her range. She can produce the points in a hurry. She's just not been able to get as many looks as she'd like.
She's the shining light, isn't she? Got some work to do defensively here on Planeta. A rare miss for her, but again an offensive rebound. Oloranife puts it back up, and she will go to the charity stripe for another couple of looks.
I think she sucked about all of Ringwood, the whole suburb, into that up fake on that occasion. That was pretty impressive.
Well, she was 0 of 2 less than a minute ago. She's got a chance to redeem herself. And she does.
Free throws all upstairs for me, all up in. It's just a mental game at the line.
1 of 3, 2 of 4. A lot better on that occasion. Here's Dixon. As we said, the shining light right now. She's played 25 minutes in this game. She's been a workhorse. On the dribble now. One way, then the other. Inside, good ball. Whiting, did she stumble for a travel? No call. Timmermans can't get it above the iron. It falls down to Planeta. Everyone dives on top of her. And it will be a possession ball for the Broncos.
Viv Sard checking in for Oliver Nife. 8 points, 11 rebounds. Heads to the bench.
Wouldn't be surprised if Dixon starts to look to dance out on the perimeter and go a couple times from deep to try and get her team back into this game.
Don't forget, coming up after this one tonight, with thanks to our friends at Falcons TV and, of course, streamed for BIgV, we have Game 1 of the Men's State Championship Men's Grand Final tonight. Ringwood at home to Corio Bay. Very reminiscent as Colleen Planeta gets her first break of the game.
That's because she's drawn blood.
Has she? Okay, well, that's one way to get her off the floor, isn't it? It's very reminiscent of the Men's Grand Final tonight. 2 years ago, Game 1 on this floor, same two teams. Of course, Corio Bay got it on that occasion, but then Ringwood went to Corio and won Games 2 and 3 without their star import in
Brian Dewar.
Brian Dewar, of course, the New Yorker, who injured his shoulder in Game 1. So we're looking forward to that matchup tonight, coming up a little bit later on. Laloifi with a miss. Whiting with a rebound.
And there's Lee bringing the ball down the court now. Just stopped, not a whole lot doing for Ringwood. Gets it back. 15 now on the shot clock.
Laloifi face guarding Dixon at the moment.
And there's Lee, tough shot, draws the contact. She's so good at creating her own shot. But yeah, Dixon, Laloifi's been incredible on Dixon. She's had to make some tough shots, off-balance threes to get her points. And it's been great off-ball and on-ball defense from Laloifi.
So Inez Lee to the line for a couple. She's been good tonight. Makes the first. She's got a very high arcing shot, hasn't she?
Just about to comment on that.
Nearly knocked one of the lights out then.
If it goes in, no problems with it.
Watch this. That is right up there, isn't it? Makes a couple though. She's got 10 in the game. She joins Mel Dixon in double digits for the Hawks tonight in what has been a low-scoring game for the home team. Just 35 points as we head towards three-quarter time. Zamet inside to Zard. Strong turns around with the jumper. Misses everything, but another offensive rebound to Mua Laloifi. We'll call it an offensive rebound. I'm sure that Zard would say it was an assist.
Yeah, certainly, but statisticians would disagree. Laloifi, her 5th offensive rebound for the contest.
That hurts, especially with Planeta not out there. It's a big chance to try and draw the game back to a decent margin, a more respectable margin, and give themselves a chance to really go at it in the fourth. But offensive rebounds while Planeta's not on the court hurts.
Ringwood 6 of 8 from the line tonight. Hume City 8 of 12.
Lead pushed out to 19 points. High post entry here to Whiting. Inez Lee almost stumbles. Dixon somehow gets the ball. She's double team Lalefi all over her. Spillane pull up at the foul line. That's good.
Well, Mel Dixon was double teamed going beyond the arc. Now, Ringwood needs to have a look at that, because if she continues to come out of the paint up above the three-point line and has two go with her, someone's going to be loose inside. They've got to have a look at that. Maybe they can get some points in the paint. They've got a chance here to bring it back the other way with a good turnover forced. It's a 17-point margin. Let's see what happens here. Dixon gets it on the wing. She stayed out there on this occasion. Trying to find some space. Dribbling hard. Flicks it up. Misses. Sard gets it. And the Broncos will bring it back the other way. Some good defense on that occasion by Karen Zulis on Dixon.
Under a minute and a half now to go in this third term. Hume City just slowing it down. Leafy at the top. Good drive. Great defense though.
Oh, late call. Tim Motton jumped out of that seat quicker than I've seen him move on a Wednesday night over 35s in about 10 years, I reckon. He was straight up. That's a very, very tough call.
Seemed to be set for a long time. Unless the hands got brought down, that is a call that can be ping sometimes.
Yeah, it was very late in the piece, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's a tough call.
So Laloifi back to the line, nailed her last two.
Only thought is if there was only one of the Ringwood players there, it might have been called a charge, whereas you bring in the second into it and all of a sudden it becomes a bit murky.
So Laloifi right now has 10 points, 7 rebounds including 5 O-rebs, 2 assists, 2 steals. She just finds a way to do a little bit of everything, doesn't she?
Definitely a player. If there was Super Coach in BIgV,
oh, you'd
she'd
want
be
her
on my team in an instant.
You'd want her, no doubt about that. So that lead is back to 19 as Inez Lee, who's been a star tonight. It's got to be said, she's been excellent this evening. She's up to 12 in the game off the pine. She's doing it at nearly a point a minute out there. Playing a great game and at least keeping the scoreboard ticking over. Ola Renife misses a long ball from the corner and Bone back the other way. For Ringwood, loses the dribble. Somehow finds Spillane to Lee again. She forces the ball up into the atmosphere somewhere. This time it comes up short.
I think she knew it as well. She chased hard. She knew it was short. Those are the ones that you got to have a look at, though, to get yourself back in this game when it's a 17-point margin, 30 seconds left in the third. Hume City are going to hold it for as long as they can, down to 15. Bit of a horns action here at the top, double screen. Now down to 10, frustrating the Ringwood Hawks fans. 8, ball kicked across. Down low, jacked up baseline, and now the Hawks will have 12 seconds to see what they can do to end this third quarter. Tough pass, Inez Lee, right person to have the ball in the hands of. 5, Inez Lee, little shake and bake, great finish, no. And it'll end that way.
It was an excellent crossover, wasn't it, to free her way through to the basket, but couldn't put it away. So at three-quarter time, no doubt that on the back of Colleen Planeta scoring 8 points in the opening couple of minutes of that third quarter, the Broncos are on their way to victory in Game 1 of this Grand Final Series. They lead 56-39. We'll be back in a moment to have a look at the stats. Thanks to all of our partners bringing us the action in the BIgV Finals Series. Live streaming right around the world. It is Game 1 of the State Champ Women's major showdown for the season. Two teams that are well and truly accustomed to playing against each other. There's the Broncos. They lead this one 56-39 against the Hawks. Steve, take us through some of the stats.
Well, Colleen Planeta earned herself the first rest of the game. May or may not have been forced due to drawing blood, but
well, given she's got a bandage above her right elbow at the moment, there may be a little bit of a nick underneath that.
Took the sit anyway. She's got 26 points and 8 rebounds in 27 minutes of action. 2 blocks to go with that. Mua Laloifi, it was her quarter in the third period. 10 points, 7 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals. As we mentioned, Hume City have 11 team assists compared to Ringwood's just 2. It's a big comparison between Ringwood's guards compared to Hume City's forwards. The Ringwood forwards struggling. Vanderzag 1 of 4, Whiting 0 of 6, Timmermans 1 of 5.
Matt, it was an 11-point margin at halftime. Ringwood opened up with 3 turnovers and Planeta hitting 3 shots to start that third period, including 2 from outside the arc, and that's what blew the margin back open, which has been well held by the Broncos. What do the Hawks need to do here?
I think it almost becomes a matter of momentum. I mean, the first couple of minutes, look for them to really roll the dice, overplay, double team, launch the ball from the outside, and then if if they cannot bring the margin back to, say, 10 points, it becomes a matter of trying to get some momentum going in to next week. That looked like a double dribble almost.
Yeah, the skipper Lisa Ewan there had to go and retrieve the ball from near mid-court. Here's Lee again putting the shot up and dropping it. Well, she's got 14. She's Ringwood's highest scorer now, and I think we'll see Inez Lee play a lot of minutes in this last quarter over Sarah Youssef. She's been the standout point guard tonight for the Hawks.
First look at Lisa Ewan. We should also mention that Rebecca Romeo checked in for the final few seconds of the third quarter. She's still out there to start the fourth.
Planita Tassard, too strong inside. Their work in the paint tonight. Hume City has been terrific. They're a team on the way to a championship for mine. 20-1 or thereabouts, 21-1 during the regular season. Great work so far during the finals. Too strong for Southern Peninsula. Mind you, Southern Peninsula did push them a long way. That game, of course, last week it was, went into overtime, didn't it?
Yeah, that's right. Game 2, 100-94. Oliver Nife, 32 points, 17 rebounds. Muala Loifi, 28. Just got them over the line in the extra period.
And I think Planita may have only scored 9 last week. I think it was her lowest score of the season.
It's a very casual game for her. The one positive that I think the Hawks can take out of this is that in the semis, they went down in game 1 at home and they came back in Knox, at Knox, to take the second 2 games, take the series. Of course, a lot of a tougher ask against Hume City, but it is one possible positive for them.
So 15-point margin. Here's Planita. Inside again. Sard off the glass, misses. Van der Zag, strong, underneath. Kicks it straight up to Lee. Long ball, turns it over. Sard back there very, very quickly, and she's getting a fair bit of the ball now. Viv Sard is a double-double specialist in state champ women's basketball. Karen Zulis dribbles into Inez Lee, and Inez Lee forces the turnover. Possession goes the way of the Hawks. I've got to be happy with her tonight.
Would not have liked to have been handling the ball just then. Inez Lee attacked that ball unbelievably hard.
Viv Sard, just the 5 points in the game tonight, but she's starting to see a bit of it in the paint as Planita is stepping out. Here's Danny Bone. Nice shoulder to the basket. Did very well. Wore contact. Kissed it off the glass. Hits a couple. It's back to 13. So here's the run that we've been expecting from Ringwood. They've got to get another stop. Planita up high. Sard inside again looking for it. Planita on the floor. Good ball movement. Right undecided. May have lost it. It's a scramble. They've forced another turnover, the Hawks. They're making a run, Matt Hickey, and I reckon that may force a timeout. It does, as Coach Katrina Hibbert has seen enough in the opening couple of minutes of this last quarter to suggest she just needs to get her group together, settle them down, no more turnovers. Let's work for a good shot.
As I said, this is a chance for Ringwood to roll the dice. They've got nothing to lose at this point. Down by, I think it was 17 at the break, around that margin anyways. A real chance to roll the dice, overplay, double team, all that kind of thing. And at the moment, it's down to 13. They've got possession. If they can get it into single digits, who knows? Who knows how? It's a grand final. Anything can happen.
Well, I said they were gone after Planita scored 8 to open up the third period. And Ringwood have started this quarter, Steve, on a 6-2 run.
Yeah, they certainly have, forcing that timeout for Hume City. Interesting to note that Tim Motton has put Mel Dixon straight back into the lineup following this timeout. And obviously looking for her to get her three-point action continuing, just to bring this lead back into single digits.
Well, what has happened so far in this last is the Broncos are turning the ball over and maybe just over-dribbling the ball, Matt.
Yeah, and it's been the pressure. The Hawks are really quick to double team and attack the ball handle as soon as they turn away and lose their vision on the defenders.
And of course, Hibbert was a class player for many, many years. And I got no doubt during that time out, she would have said to her charges, we want the ball through hands here. Don't be surprised if we see some quick ball movement on the perimeter here by Hume City. A little bit less dribble, a little bit more ball movement. It's okay to keep forcing the ball inside. But at the moment, Ringwood's getting in and under.
And twice getting trapped in the corners.
Yep. Well, here's the restart. Let's see what changes Hume City make. Inez Lee Wonderful game tonight with the handoff. And another one. Van der Zag through the paint. She's turned it over. Not what Ringwood needed.
That's the presence of Colleen Planeta. Second-guessed herself on that layup and said decided to try and hook around a little pass inside. Didn't work out.
Here's the passing game. We expected it. Planeta hands it off. Ball back inside. Planeta back out. Zamet one way then the other. Gets to the hoop. Puts it away. So on that occasion, I reckon all up there was about 3 dribbles.
Yeah, it was certainly nice work by Nicole Zamet. Just Planeta drew her defender out as she exited the paint, allowed Zamet to get inside for an easy hoop.
It's an impressive move. Little hesitation, crossover, got knocked on the hip, off balance, flicked it up and in. Jeez, I wouldn't mind having that in my arsenal.
16 tonight. She's been terrific. Inside, Lalifi knocked out of her hands by Danny Bone.
Lalifi deceptively strong, just holding off with one arm and almost still caught the ball.
So right to bring it in. Let's have a look at the baseline set up here. Bit of screen-the-screener action. Nice little jumper, Viv Sard. Misses. Van der Zag with the rebound. Here comes Inez Lee again.
Will she look to go to the basket again by herself? Giving them lots of space on the perimeter. Dixon, not so much. Off-balance shot. Not quite on that occasion. Hume City, wouldn't be surprised to see if they just held the ball up despite having a little bit of a fast break.
Oh, they've got players here. Got players here.
What happened to Ringwood? Ringwood saw a stop sign at half court, decided not to keep going.
Laloifi and Sard could have raffled that then. They were both sitting there on the weak side just by themselves. Way too easy. And that's a bad basket to give up. Van der Zag turns it over the other way just with a loose shot. Good defense. Planeta, very good again. Oh, going nowhere was Nicole Zamet. Not sure what that was about. But she's turned it over, and Inez Lee coming back the other way. Dixon had a look, puts it on the floor, takes it inside, kisses it off the glass for a couple, and it is back to 13 points.
That's her first bucket inside the arc. 0 of 6 previous to that.
And just the slightest of head fakes on that occasion. Just got a defender on their heels.
Zamet goes very early in the set then. Couldn't put it away. And if Ringwood can put away a 3 here, it's back to 10 points. And make no mistake, the crowd will make plenty of noise. Look for Mel Dixon. There's the 3. Makes it!
And the foul.
And one, if you don't mind. That's going to get the crowd into it.
I tell you what, I'm going to buy a Tats Lotto ticket on the way home tonight. I couldn't have called that any better, hey? Wow.
And if you compare that to the last play, it was a similar handoff. Last play, Dixon, little head fake, penetrates. This time they're more aware of that. Little step off, see that she's going to release the ball, try to go hard on the closeout. She knocks it down and one.
The only thing I missed is that it would be a 4-point play.
Tough one to predict that.
This will bring it back to single digits. It does. Now the crowd's up and going.
If you predicted a 4-point play, I would take you to the casino, mate.
She's got 19 in the game now, Mel Dixon. And ladies and gentlemen, we have got a contest. The Hawks are coming, and they're going to turn over. Have they? No. Laloifi wins it back. She may turn it over, though, and she...
Foul.
No, foul called. I think it's against Whiting.
Lalefi looks hurt. She's down for a little while. Might have taken the wind out of her.
Well, with 4:46 to go, and Dixon on fire, she's got 19, Inez Lee's got 16. Just clear the floor and let those two play some hoops here.
It's like a sore groin or hip flexor. For Leafy, not 100% sure.
Ola Renife back into the basketball game, by the way.
Geez, that would have been a big steal if Ringwood could have got their hands onto it.
Well, the pressure now is on the Broncos. It's back to single digits. Karen Zulis long misses, rebound, Bone. They're away, the Hawks.
There's the
and
stop.
They're on the move. Oh, not sure.
Didn't need to force there, just get a good look, provide the opportunity.
Not sure what that was about. I think Danny Bone's eyes just lit up then.
Would have been looking to Lee or Dixon surely to get it into their hands. It hurts. That's a costly turnover.
Just good coaching, by the way. Katrina Hibbert. She saw Laloifi just struggling with that hip and just subbed her straight out of the game, not risking her out there. Planeta, fouled. Yeah, I think that's a good call. Just taken out of it in the air.
I think it was called on Motton. Oh, no,
that's
on Whiting.
That's her fourth personal too.
So 62-53, some turnovers at both ends of the floor here. Nervous times for these two teams. Game one. Ringwood putting the pressure on now. Zamet with the ball. Olorunife turns, faces, brings it below her hips, and it was enough for Dixon to slap it away. Bone picks it up to Dixon. Dixon on the run. She's firing at the moment, trying to find space. Does she get it inside? Does she lose it? What happens? It's a foul. Wow. Game lighting right up here.
And it's getting a bit scrappy. Refs trying to just control it a little bit, reel it back in. Not surprising in a grand final, game one especially.
If the Hawks can score here, we are in business, folks.
Dixon wants it.
Whiting gets around Olorunife, off the glass, misses. And the former comes up with the rebound. So missed opportunity there for the Hawks. Will the Broncos make them pay? Olorunife. One person that can make them pay is Colleen Planeta. 28 in the game, 11-point margin. And not the person you want getting their eye in right now.
It's not a whole lot of help on that occasion. The one time the Hawks didn't help, and it couldn't have come at a more inopportune time, and they've pulled out a foul. It'll be Dixon to the line for two. She really looks hungry for the ball at the moment.
Olorunife, Steve, with 12 rebounds in the game now as well.
Yeah, that's right. And we just touched on Planeta taking those 2 points. You could just tell when Ringwood were making the comeback. Planeta went missing a little bit, still on the floor, but just not getting the look she wanted.
Rebound count 37-26 going the way of the Broncos as Dixon makes the first. She's now up to 20 points in the game.
Sarah Youssef about to check back in, which she hasn't seen the court for a fair while.
Please tell me it's not for Inez Lee.
I would think it'd be for Motten.
No, it's for Danny Bone.
Maybe after that turnover earlier.
Well, I don't mind this as well, putting the 2 point guards out there. Going small, trying to push the ball up the floor here. They've just gone with the one forward. That'll be Whiting going to Planeta.
A lot of pressure on Whiting to get on the boards, though. The offensive rebounds have been costly.
Well, what they've got to do here, they've got to get Olorunife inside. Yep. She's got the mismatch. There she is, and she'll go to the line for a couple. So that's the mismatch right now. Ringwood's... they've gone with the smaller rotation with 4 guards out there. What Hume City's got to do back the other way is get it to the second forward, and that is the player at the line right now. Mind you, Matt, Ringwood's got to try something.
100%, and not a terrible foul. She hasn't shot the ball from the line at a great clip. It's only 9 points, 3.5 minutes. It's a long time in basketball, especially in the last quarter. And it's a margin that they can bring back. We know Dixon's shooting the ball well, and Lee shooting the ball very well. Scored on a couple of stops, and all of a sudden, it's a one-shot game.
Well, they're going to spread the floor here. Youssef wants Dixon, forced into a bad pass, and it's a scramble. It's a possession arrow, and it's going the way of the Broncos. It all started with a loose pass looking for Dixon.
And that's cold, Sarah Youssef. She hasn't seen much of the court, comes on, tries to make a tough play. That's just, you know, not being in the game for a while, being a bit cold coming off the bench.
Broncos have it by 10.
Here's that pick and roll action to get Olorunife.
Zamet looked at it. They'll use the clock here. Olorunife inside again. Uses her Planeta turnaround jumper. It's a miss. Motten comes up with the ball. They've got to run. They've got these guards. They've got to run, the Hawks. Push the ball up the floor. They do to Whiting. Planeta right there with her. Dixon on a back cut. Ignored. Comes out to Youssef. And there's her third block of the game. She averages 2.9. It was only a matter of time before it came.
I think she might have been watching the volleyball during the Olympics because she spiked that with a bit of venom.
Shot clock at 12. Whiting takes it in the post. Forced back outside.
5 on the clock. Turnover.
Yeah, and costly. This is hurting them now. Just stayed in the corner, didn't they, Ringwood? No ball reversal, and now Olorunife has it knocked away. Olorunife, I should say.
Motten provided some decent minutes off the bench here for Ringwood.
Here she is. Oh, nice little crossover.
Nice move.
Misses the shot, though. Whiting with a chance. Can't bring it up. And I think the Broncos just need to settle it down now. Use the clock. In fact, Katrina Hibbett's just signalling on the sideline, let's just relax. The time is now with us. We're up by 10. And you can see them squeezing the shot clock.
5 on the clock now. They need to get a shot up. Once again, low post feed, tough finish. Ola Anife, tough finish, and it's going to be a substitution. Van der Zaag comes in and Whiting comes out. Even a slightly bit more mobility out there for the Hawks.
Third time they've gone to Ola Anife with that small lineup for the Hawks. First time successful.
And how good's Colleen Planeta been? She's just stayed right out of the way, stepped outside, playing the team game and just letting that unfold, and it's working for the Broncos successfully. They're up by 12. Dixon for 3, misses everything. Motten gets it back, in trouble, out of danger, through hands. Inez Lee now needs to go, does go. Is she pushed? She is. She'll go to the line and try and add to her 16 points in this game.
And the 5th time she's been fouled as well. Great at drawing contact. How long till we see some of the stars being taken out of the game?
Well, it's happening now. Katie Shanahan comes on for her first run, and it will be Inez Lee that she'll change for after these shots. So I think that's the ball game, folks. Ringwood starting to look ahead to game 2 now. That'll be next Saturday night out at Broadmeadows. And I'll tell you what, they'll bring a decent crowd out there with them, the Broncos.
They've done a good job tonight, bringing out their support, their travelling fans.
It's been a good last quarter, though, for Ringwood, especially going into next week. They've shown that they can outscore Hume City when they really put their minds to it.
Inez Lee's 17 in the game tonight. She's been terrific. I'd start her next week, Inez Lee. She's really caused some headaches for the Broncos. That may be a change to look at during the week for the Hawks. Just over a minute to go in this game. Ola Anife inside again. Almost quadruple team. Somehow she still gets a shot away.
And makes it.
And Ola Anife puts it away for another 2. She's had an excellent night tonight as well. Dixon forces the shot at the other end. Broncos come up with it. Foul called. And the last minute is going to belong to the Hume City Broncos. Ola Anife tonight, 11 points. In fact, that'll click to 13 now. 13 and 13 with a couple of assists and a steal. She's had a terrific night.
Yeah, that's right. Shooting the ball well too. 50% clip, despite defence being all over her on a number of occasions.
Broncos to finish this one off. Game 1 of the 2016 Grand Final Series. Just the one loss in the regular season, and they will be 1 win away from a title. Ola Anife misses. All academic now. Shanahan with her first touch.
Last 30 seconds. Dixon would jack this up. Tough finish. Jeez, she's been good tonight. Just needed some help, her and Inez Lee.
She's got 23 in the game, I think, tonight. Mel Dixon. That'll take her to 23. 3 steals as well.
Just accumulates points really well.
Just clipped on the leg on the way through.
I think the big difference looking towards game 2 and potentially 3 is just that front court impact from the Hawks. Need more from Whiting and Van der Zaag at the offensive end.
Well, Van der Zaag held to 2. Anika Whiting held to 2. They've shot 1 of 12 collectively tonight between them. Just not enough out of their forwards. I think that's a good call, Steve. It's something that they're going to have to talk about and work on during the week. We're down to the final few seconds. They may get a late shot up. It will be through right. It's a miss, and that is it, folks. So final score tonight, the Hume City Broncos take game 1 of the Grand Final Series, and importantly, as they head back to their home deck, they are 1 win away from redemption, 1 win away from a title, and 1 win away from taking out the 2016 Grand Final Series. They were excellent tonight. Hume City the stars, and no doubt Colleen Planeta setting it up with an excellent game-high 28, Steve.
Yeah, certainly. I mean, a 10-point margin probably flatters Ringwood a little bit tonight. I think Hume City were by far and away the better team. Obviously, Planeta, Ola Anife, Laloifi, the 3 standouts. Planeta, as you mentioned, 28 points, 9 rebounds. Ola Anife, the double-double, 13 and 13. Laloifi, 10 points, 7 rebounds, 3 steals and 2 assists. But there's certainly signs for Ringwood on where to improve and where to make up that deficit.
There's the Broncos, very happy with their night's effort, as they should be. They're 1 win away from taking the title. Matt Hickey, your thoughts tonight?
I think Hume City just a great start early, which is so important when you're coming into a hostile venue. Took the wind out of the sails of the Hawks crowd, and they didn't really get into it at any point, which is something that you really need, especially coming up against the powerhouse that is Hume City. Ringwood will, take something out of that last quarter and the second half of that third quarter, and also what happened last weekend where they took 2 games away from home. But, geez, it's going to be tough from here.
Well, it's a 22-8 start by Hume City tonight. Ringwood's actually won the game from that point, including a 20-13 last quarter. For me, it was 2 clear patches in this game. The first 5 minutes of Colleen Planeta in the first quarter and the first 5 minutes of Colleen Planeta in the third quarter. For me, they were telling patches in this game. There she is, in fact, Colleen Planeta, smiling in the background, the number 42. There's Ola Renife. She played a wonderful game tonight. Very, very impressive. Great on the boards, worked hard inside. She was, of course, the instigator tonight for Warren Taylor being a pest on the messages and letting us know that we're pronouncing her name incorrectly. He owes me $15, by the way. I'll remind him of that during the week. Well done to the Hume City Broncos. They've taken the first game by 10. And Planeta, for me, as I said, the first 5 of the game and the first 5 of the second half, there she is, the star player. She's headed, for me, for another MVP title this season. She's a ripper.
Yeah, look, she'd be the raging hot favourite heading towards the awards night on the 24th of September, but more importantly for her, she's one game and one step closer to another BIgV championship.
Just so hard to guard when somebody can play inside and out. They can play with their back to the basket, but can also step out and nail the three with a hand in the face as well. They weren't all necessarily wide open with people running at her. Geez, that's just a great offensive game. And, of course, defensively, we see her inside, challenge, contest, and change a lot of shots.
There's Sarah Wright, the number 7 for the Hume City Broncos. She's got a legion of junior fans out there at Hume City. Coaches in the junior program, I think. Lots of supporters out here watching her tonight.
I'll be really interested to see for the next game, in terms of the men that are coming out here in not too long, how the Ringwood Hawks fans respond. They've had a tough first game to watch. The ladies were never really in the game. And so it'll be interesting to see how the Hawks fans respond and if they can get up and about for their men. Well,
we're going to find out soon, folks. Don't go away. We're going to be back really soon for Game 1 of the State Champ Men's Grand Final Series between the Ringwood Hawks and the Crow Bay Stingrays. For all of our fans of State Champ Women, make sure you're back with us next Saturday night for Game 2 of the Grand Final Series between the Broncos and the Hawks. It's out of Broadmeadows. Matt Hickey and Steve Chalmers will be there with you next week. Gentlemen, enjoy that.
Looking forward to it.
Thanks for your efforts tonight. We'll be back shortly for Game 1 State Champ Men 2016 Grand Final Series. Stick with us. It will be an absolute beauty. The Hawks taking on the Stingrays.